What's up, Trekkies? Hi, so we've got some news. It's not just me gonna be bored. They are bringing out, okay, so first of all, we're gonna do this again. The arena sound pack's coming back. You know what that means? You gotta do melee. You better be pretty good at the melee, because, you know, if you get up to round 4, then you've got your rewards. And I guarantee you there's going to be people that are like, we're at round 4, and they just stay dead. And they're a little party poop. That's what it is. And then you've got people that are gonna try to go, and, you know, average I've seen is about, just through the random queue, like somewhere in the late 20s, early 30s, which puts you at like 100 marks and 1200 dilithium and 1 normal crafting material, 1 elite material. I mean, it's good rewards for what you get up to on just an average queue. You know, if you don't get up into there, don't worry. Some people just don't, they're trying, but they don't know how to do ground. That's great. That's fun. Basically what it is it's a plus, and each side is almost a mirror image of the other 4. And when it's lightning round, people try to run. They do. The only time this is not a good thing is when you've also got the hazard round going at the same time as the lightning round, the lightning hazard round. I'm just gonna say this because I do it. Little ramp has a place underneath that you can stand under. That's a good place to stand, at least for like maybe the first couple lightning rounds. Just stand in one spot and try to shoot things. While, you know, because you can't be targeted by the lightning unless someone comes over to you and is outside and they get targeted and then run away, and then the blast radius can hit you. It's stupid. You cannot be targeted yourself if you're underneath the cover. And that's the only place to be, is under the cover. You can still run constantly. The hazard round, it's a hazard round. The grates will be hot and they'll like burst up fire, and then there'll be a beam that goes through that tunnel area on all 4 sides. That's pretty much the arena sound pack. It's ground. There's 5 of you. You just last as long as you can. If you can res people, by the way, before you queue, go in and slot all of the reputation ground tier 5 traits, because they're useful. It's not hard to swap out traits. And if you know you're going to be in ground, you want to survive as much as possible, put them all on. Use them all. You've got an AoE res on that if you got the Borg one. So, again, that's happening. When's it coming? Thursday. And we'll go through the weekend. 3 days of that, and you get the ground weapon, the Sompek Blast Assault Weapon. This works in conjunction with the previous Pulse Wave weapon, as this weapon is equipped with a similarly small capacitor, which enables the user to periodically draw power from it to produce a regenerative burst to heal the user. Another thing, the Lucari rep has a hand weapon. It's got a swappable mode, 3. You get 1, 1, boom, 1, 1, 1, 1, boom. 3, which is usually butt or rifle butt or something. Or in other cases, a super blast, in case of the temporal directive dual pistols. That one swaps over to a healing thing. It still attacks and does bonus damage to mechanicals, but you burst out a heal, and everyone hit by that heal gets a small heal over time, or hop, and it can build up to 5. And when you use the secondary firing mode, it hits a burst, and a burst comes out from you, and it hits everyone for X health times 50 plus 50% per application of the one. And just by firing the weapon, you have a chance to proc a shield heal on you. Now this works with the regular one. Now, the thing is, when you're with the regular lightning, which is blue lightning versus green lightning, you chain. It's like a chain lightning. And everything does more damage, you can slow them down, but you still get a shield heal from that one. So it's good at the beginning, but later you may want to switch over, if you're inclined to do so, pull back on your damage so you can like get near people, especially if you guys are all huddled near each other, or if you're dying, just switch over real fast, because you don't have to swap a weapon. You just seriously hit 3 and it changes both of your things, and then you just, and you can heal yourself up, and then you hit the it has like a 4-second cooldown, and then you just hit back to the other one, then you can start blasting away with things. And this is really beneficial for when the big giant Voth things come in and you need to hit them fast because you do 25% more damage to mechanicals. So that's the Arena Sompek. It's been there, done that. People have been here. We know what's going on. Something quick on console. You guys are having a dilithium dump for your colony. It's to light up the Draenor colony with streetlights. What it is, it's just streetlights. It's aesthetic. You'll get statues next. We already have that on PC. Your next one will be statues, I think. You had planter boxes, now it's streetlights. And then you had like the thing and the glass floor. Now you have streetlights, and I think statues is next. There isn't any other news that I can see. So the big thing and whatnot is in World of Warcraft, we had something called reforging. This is the same thing. It's where, not exactly the same thing, but it's the same concept of, here's a little bit of my long-term gamer, I don't like the random gear I got, I want to fix it. I don't know. I didn't like reforging to begin with in WoW, because let's say you got crit and haste, but you're like, I need mastery. I don't need haste that much. You can then go to the reforger and take 40% of your haste and reforge it into mastery. Yeah. Or whatever you needed. Let's say you don't need versatility, but you got a thing with versatility on it, and you're like, this is stupid. So like a trinket, if it's just a pure versatility trinket, you could take that versatility, you could take 40% of that versatility and turn it into crit. Obviously, you'd want to try to find a pure crit trinket, but it just got to the point where it was, as Blizzard thought, it just like what I think Cryptic is thinking, it allows people to tweak the gear to be to their benefit, because RNG kind of sucks, and this gives the player a little bit more control over the RNG. The problem is, when players get a little bit of control over the RNG, they make it mandatory. And I'm saying this now. You're going to come across a lot of people, and if this is expensive, you're going to have to pay for it. Because much like upgrading your gear to Gold 14 is mandatory, this is also going to be mandatory, so that you can re-roll all your modifiers. So like if you have the anti-proton beam array of all ungodliness, I need DPS, and then you have like crit D, crit H times 2, accuracy times 2. So you have like 5 modifiers on there. I don't need crit D for some reason, I don't know. You don't need accuracy. So you can re-roll your accuracy, or you can move your accuracy or randomize it. There's a GIF here, and it shows how it works. And there's a link below for that. In order to re-engineer a piece of equipment, we're introducing a new resource to the game, salvage. Salvage is rewarded to captains from salvaging equipment obtained from loot drops they receive. Disenchanting. A new contextual action will be taken after highlighting a particular piece of loot, much the same way you would discard loot or inspect an item. Salvaging a piece of equipment will destroy it and reward an amount of salvage based on the equipment's mark and quality. You can DE it, disenchant it, you can salvage it, or you can sell it for EC. With the new re-engineering system, we have taken the opportunity to create several new epic mods. Weapons, shields, engines, deflectors, secondary deflectors, and ground armor all have received an assortment of new epic mods. We've chosen to maintain the existing epic mod as the default that is selected when the piece of equipment is upgraded to epic, which you then can choose to re-roll if you desire. And it shows here, you unlock each of them, and it costs dilithium to unlock them. And then this person hits randomize, and it basically does a slot machine. And they go from damage times 4 and a crit D / damage, and they hit randomize, and they come out with accuracy, crit D, crit H, accuracy, and crit D / damage. To some of you, that's just sort of like, why would you do that? I know a lot of people love damage. I like damage, I just don't do it out of my weapons. It's within the upgrade interface, so it's another tab on the left side. Certain types of equipment cannot be re-engineered. This makes sense because the way warp cores work with adding to max and singularity cores, work to add to max subsystem power, and they give a subsystem power, and they have usually that weird, like, they have a potion, they have a consumable, they have an emergency power to whatever. Consoles, because usually they don't have modifiers. Kit frames, reputation items, because those are that's like trying to reforge a legendary in World of Warcraft. Like, Blizzard would go through and completely design this legendary to fit this specific class and maybe a specialization of that class. So why would you want to reforge it? Because it's basically saying, Blizzard, you didn't do good enough job for me because I want different stats. No, just whatever. With a reputation item, it's like, you don't have to have that item. And feature episode rewards. So, like, the little, like, trio sets you get. So, like, the Quantum Phase set you can't do. But, like, my Ox Dual heavy phaser cannons, I could do that for. Don't know what I'd use them on. I only want to use them because they use Ox power. I don't care what the modifiers are. So, they're just designing it. It's not coming in yet. They basically put the news out, and now they're still fine-tuning the numbers. They put the news out. It's probably going to come in maybe in the next season. I may or may not come out soon. I don't know their timeline on this one, but they probably want to have at least a month of watching the forums and the fan bases just like... So yeah, that's that. That's everything that I've seen. Hope that was good news. Hope it was great news. Hope it was strange news. I am cautiously optimistic about this re-engineering thing. So that's that. I will catch you guys all next week. Be near the end of the event, and you'll probably hear me, maybe, I don't know, rant about the Arena Sound Pack. Or something. Bye.